Okay, dear students, today we are going to start the new topic synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms and antonyms already you have studied in intermediate, so it is a small recap for it. And synonyms are the words which have got the similar meaning, same meaning, or nearest meaning. That's called synonyms. Here, before you know the answer of a synonym, you must know the meaning of a word. Then only you will be able to select what is the correct synonym. Correct alternate word you have to select for a synonym. That's very important. So here, in whatever exercises you are going to do in this lesson, almost the same 90% they are going to give from your textbook only, from your reader. If you can see the old question papers, you can very well find that all the questions, whatever we are doing in exercises, that have been appeared in the exam. So now all of you open your readers and take a pen or pencil and note down the things whatever I am going to explain to you, because it is very easy topic for you, because already you have studied it, synonyms and antonyms. So please take a pen and pencil and start writing the answers and try to understand first. If the options are given, you should take the nearest option, nearest meaning to that. We have many examples. For example, one word is the start. Start, it has got many synonyms like begin, commence, initiate. Similarly, shine, we can say it is a glow, it is a glittering, it is a sparkle, it is a glimmer, it is a gleam, it is a glisten. So theory, I have got alternate words, synonyms like principle, doctrine, dogma, like this courageous, courage, bold, enterprise, intrepid, fearless, dauntless, like freedom. It has got synonyms like liberation, independence, emancipation. So these are the words synonym in certain senses. So you have to select the nearest meaning for it. See, we have got synonyms for nouns, we got synonyms for verbs, we got synonyms for adjectives, we got noun alternate words for even adverb. For example, beauty, it is a noun. What is the alternate for it? Charm. Then, for example, there is a verb we can say buy. You can take it purchase. Alternate, that is synonym. For example, big, we can say large. We can say rapidly, we can say quickly. So like that, synonyms are having for all the words. There is a very big list of synonyms. This actually you should know it for the using day-to-day use, or for the general purpose you can use it. You should have the good knowledge to improve your vocabulary. That's the main thing. It's not that only exam point of view you can study the synonyms. Okay. For example, alike. Alike means same. Baby, we can say infant. We can say change, alter. We can say close, means to shut. We can say confine, means to restrict. Disclose, synonym revealed. Inquire, investigate. Extra, additional. Famous, renowned. Garbage, trash. Happily, fortunately. To help, to assist. To hurt, to injure. So whatever meanings are there, these are called synonyms. So for the exam point of view, when we discuss, all of you open page number 14, exercise 1. See, two synonyms are given in the brackets. Exercise 1, the china cups were brightly colored, and two meanings are given. One is dainty and one is bony. So before you keep the alternate word, you should know the meaning. What is the meaning of dainty? Dainty means delicately small. See, the cups which we purchase, china cups, whatever it is there, whatever cups you use, it is very delicate. The other meaning, attractive, beautiful. So here we have to take the first meaning, dainty. Question number 1. Why I am focusing mainly on these questions? Why in the exams, most probably, even I can say 95%, the antonyms and synonyms are given from your reader only, not like intermediate. They will take from outside, from the old question papers and all. Now second one, first one, is clear to you, I think? Dainty. Dainty means delicate. Bony means beautiful. So here the correct meaning is delicate. Disappointments was writ large on his beautiful face, handsome face. See, beautiful, handsome are the meanings of same, but when we use beautiful, we use for girls or ladies. When we use handsome, we use for male personal, for gents. So here it is used his, H-I-S, his. When his is there, handsome is the right answer. Then third one, the design on the hand woven shawl was, see again two things are given. First thing, executive, extremely beautiful. Whatever the design it is printed on the shawl, we can say it is extremely beautiful. Superb. Second one, ravish, means it is delightful. Ravishing means delightful. See, for delightful, when you can use it, the evening is very delightful. Like that, we can say delight. Delight means happiness. Delight you use it for happiness. But here, the correct word, the design we cannot say delight. Design we have to say exquisite. This means beautiful. The celebrations were followed by a dash fireworks. Here, there are two words are given. Spectacular. What is the meaning of spectacular? Spectacular means very impressive, eye-catching, splendid. Other one, that is delectable. Delectable refer to delicious. If you are eating some food, we can say it is very delicious. So, like mouth-watering, like appetizing, nice flavor. So out of this spectacular show, we can say that is a very impressive show, very eye-catching. So the next one, so fourth one, the answer is spectacular. Fifth one, the sunrise at Kanyakumari. First one beguiling, second one gorgeous. See here both the meanings almost, the meanings are the similar meanings. But here it's a beautiful, gorgeous means it is beautiful. Other meaning, others also it is the beautiful only. Other meaning, what is that? Beguiling. Beautiful means that is charming in a deceptive manner, in a cheating manner. Please try to understand that first word is very attractive, very very impressive, very charming. But it related generally we use it whenever there is some cheating, doka denaka. That is. So the second one, gorgeous. Gorgeous means wonderful, beautiful. So put the tick mark. Gorgeous is the right answer for question number 5. Question number 6, I am going to explain you. The peacock is a very showy bird with dash plumage. See, it has got so many feathers. Two words are given. One is resplendent and one is comely. Both words have got beautiful, wonderful, impressive. The meaning of both the words. So, attractive, colorful. But the first word is used for birds and second one is for women. Comely means generally we use it for women. The first one we use for birds. So that is the difference here. So the answer is the first one. Each feather of the peacock is tipped with an eye spot. So here indecent and alluring. So here iridescent is the correct answer. Iridescent means sparkling, glittering. The other word, the meaning alluring means tempting. See, alluring is the word when you use it for wherever there is a temptation is there. Okay? Wherever lure. See, for example, this word is used when someone wants to kidnap a small girl. They will lure you. They will try to allure. They will try to tempt you by giving some chocolate or something like that. In that case, we can use this word. But otherwise, we are using iridescent. That means glittering. So, answer for the seventh one is iridescent. Then eighth question. The handmade chocolates were delectable, dazzling. Delectable. So, here the eighth one, I said already, delectable, delicious. Generally, we use it for food or drinks, wherever you can have good flavor, like mouth-watering recipes and all. So, dazzling means extremely bright, very brilliant, very shining, very outstanding. So, here the handmade chocolates are very delicious, very delectable. Delectable is the right answer. Dazzling means extremely bright. So, here we cannot use that. Or we cannot use it is very shining, or we cannot use very outstanding. These are the meanings for the word dazzling. Dazzling means outstanding or extremely bright or brilliant or shining. The ninth one now, the village by the sea offers dash shops and restaurants. See here there are two words. One is alluring and second is admirable. You must know the meanings of both. Alluring means attractive again. Admirable means again attraction with a price. Price means tarif karna. We admire the qualities of good people. So here we have to use the word synonym allure. Benares presents a dash made of narrow streets. See here two words are given. One is first one statuesque. Statuesque is used for human beings generally. Picture squares are used for sceneries or any place. Wherever some place is there, that we can use it is scenery, picture square. Otherwise, statue, wherever persons are involved, wherever human beings are involved, there we can say generally statues. So here, wherever scenery is there, wherever graphs are there, they are used picture square. So now, here Benares presents a picture square, means it is related to a city. Now once again I will tell you the first answer. If you remember the answers, well and good. Meanings no one is going to ask you. Just I explained the meanings to make sure what is the difference between both the synonyms. The first one dainty, the second one handsome, the third one exquisite, fourth one spectacular, fifth one gorgeous, sixth one resplendent, seventh one iridescent, eighth one delectable, ninth one alluring, 10th one picture square. Then now there are 10 synonyms are given here, about 10 synonyms. You should see what is the correct one which fit in the brackets. Dog is a faithful animal. What is the faithful synonym? Faithful means, what is the meaning? Loyal. So right, loyal, faithful animal. Dog is a loyal. The man was old and looked frail. Frail means the meaning synonym weak, kamjor. Being courteous. Courtesy, you know what is courtesy? Courtesy is nothing, just politeness. So third one, polite. Fourth one, the huge mansion looked empty. Empty means vacant. You can find the word vacant. Then the police ensured that the streets were safe. Safe means when you go on the streets, you feel security now. Here safe means very secure. The streets are secure. He was bothered by loud music. See, you are bothered means you are getting angry. You are bothering me. You are making me annoyed. So that is angry, making you angry. Annoyed. Annoyed means angry. The sixth one, bothered means annoyed, means making someone angry. Seventh one, confusing. See, confusing means baffling. The word synonym of baffling is confusing. The city was hit by a terrible storm. Terrible, already I said, awful means terrible. See the third word, awful, AWFUL, awful. Then a huge crowd has gathered on the momentous occasion. Momentous means historic, a great historic occasion. This is not an exhaustive list of synonyms. Exhaustive means complete. See the meanings. Whatever it is, the words which are given in italics, we are going to say the meanings. That is very important, these meanings. Once again I will tell the meanings. Faithful means loyal. Frail means weak. Weak spelling you must be careful. There are two weak. हफ्ता का भी weak बोलते हैं ना, that WEEK. Here WEAK. Courtesy means, what is courtesy? Politeness. Then empty means vacant. Safe means, here according to the context of the sentence. आप पूरा सेंटेंस को पहले पढ़ लेना, पढ़ने के बाद डिसाइड करना. Don't write the meanings, exact meanings. The meaning it differs from one place to other place. Okay. The street was safe. Safe means here secured. Bothered means annoyed. Confusing means baffling. Terrible means awful, bad. Momentous means historic. The last one, exhaustive means complete. It's a complete list of synonyms. Now here two words are there in the same sentence, but generally in exam you are going to given exercise 1 or exercise 2. Exercise 3 just we are making for your just information purpose. If I do my normal, what is the normal word synonym? Regular. If I do my normal work, I will get my regular salary. You throw the ball. Throw means, what is the meaning of it? Toss. If you throw the ball on the dog, it will toss it back to you. You will find your way. Way means generally we can call path. So you can underline normal means regular. In the same sentence it is written normal work, regular salary. Throw the ball, toss it. Your way, your path. Fourth one, the stuntman leaped into the air. Leaped means jumped. So jumped is the other word, similar meaning. Then listen. Listen means all of you know hear. Please hear to me. Listen to me. Gloomy. Gloomy means very sad, very dark. See, the weather is very gloomy. It means full of dark and all dark clouds. The huge wages. Wages, another word, salaries. All of you know. You all become students. Wages means it is salary, monthly salary. Noisy means making a lot of sound. The gang. Gang means crowd. Tread means walk. Treadmill bolte na. So this is all about the synonyms of your syllabus. There are thousands of synonyms. There are many very big books are there. You can purchase the synonyms book for general use to improve your general knowledge. You can thoroughly you can prepare for it, but for exam purpose of you, whatever you have studied so far, that is enough. Now coming to antonyms. What are antonyms? It is a counterpart of synonym. Extremely opposite. Antonym means which is the opposite word. Now you need not to select the correct meaning. You should take the opposite meaning to another word or another phrase in the same language. For example, poor, we can say rich. So fifth means very fast. Fast का opposite क्या है? Slow. So here again now I need not to make a long lecture on antonyms and all, because already you have studied, you know very well. Intermediate we have taken many classes. Intermediate it was more syllabus than here. Here it is only a small introduction is given to you. So here again some words are there. Immediately, even by seeing the words in italics, you can gain the knowledge. The fabric, the cloth was very smooth. Smooth का opposite क्या है? Rough. Very rough. So the dessert was awful. Awful means bad, I say. What is the bad? Bad का opposite क्या है? Good. So wonderful, beautiful. Whatever synonym is there here, wonderful. Monsoon arrived late this year. Here late means early. Okay, because it is opposite word. The empire's decision was fair. See here bias. Fair means you are doing the things in a very nice manner, judgment. But opposite to that, bias. Bias karna. So that is biased. Then next one, you can see his inaction shows his tacit support. So the fifth one, explicit, the meaning. The sixth one, when the government changed, the position becomes precarious. So what is the meaning of precarious? Sixth one, secure. Opposite of precarious is secure. So these are all opposite words. The teacher berated the students for their performance. Berated, we want? Berated means scolded or admonished. For it, opposite meaning, this is praised. Praised. Eighth one, inconvenient. Inconvenient का क्या है? Opposite, convenient or handy. The map is very handy to take. You can carry anywhere. That is the here the correct antonym of it. And next one, big cities becoming famous for their pollution. What is the famous? Famous का क्या है? Opposite, notorious. See, famous is used in good sense. Notorious used in the bad sense. That is the only difference. The leader expelled the new entrants. Expelled means निकालना, बाहर निकाल देना. उसका opposite क्या है? Expelled का welcome करना. क्लास से बाहर निकालना किसी को, that is called expelled. We expel the student for their indiscipline, but we welcome the students for their geniusness. So these are the synonyms and antonyms. Now we are going to continue with prepositions. What are prepositions? You know, all of you, preposition is a word which is used as a parts of speech. This is called relationship word. We know what is the noun, we know what is the pronoun. Noun, for example, is a naming word, pronoun replacing word, adjective describing word, conjunction connecting word. Like that we got about 8 parts of speech. Now I am not going to explain you what is parts of speech, because our main intention here to make you perfect in preposition and preposition clause. Okay, these two things we are going to tell you. What is the preposition, what is here, it is a small unit, preposition phrases that see, preposition is a word which gives relation in the same sentence for the noun or pronoun. Without that there is no sentence. It is called relationship word between two other words in the same sentence. The relationship may be between a noun or pronoun and a verb, or two nouns or pronouns. So no one is going to ask you the relationship, the definition, or to write about all these things. They are going to give example to you, which is the correct preposition you have to write. That's most important. What is the correct preposition? How to use it? There are simple prepositions. Generally we use simple prepositions like on, in, for, above, below, with, at, all these things. These are called simple prepositions. Then there are called compound prepositions, like this is more than a syllable. Whatever now just we said, it is only one syllable. On, in, for, to, with. But here the compound prepositions like above, it has got two syllables. Across, along, among, around, before, behind, below. Phrase means it's a group of words. Phrase prepositions means it has got more words. It has got a group of words, that we call it phrase. So we got a preposition of place. Wherever you generally, I am going to that place, I am coming from that place, okay, at that place, I am waiting at that place. So okay, so whenever used in the context of place, we use it. All these in the context of time, when you use it, we can use on, in, for, before, after, since, between. So whenever you use position, keeping, again we for position also, I keep it on the table. Okay, it is behind me, it is in front of me, it is before me. So whenever you use for positioning anything, then you are using on, behind, in front of, all. So along with verb we can use the preposition, that is like agree to, agree with, appeal to, appeal for, appeal against, apologize. So when we open the page number 17 of your reader, there is a big list is there. Those lists you can just go through. Once again I'll tell you, there are called personal pronouns. I already said what are personal. There are 3 persons: first person, second person, and third person. First person is always the speaker, I and we. Second person, who you are listening, the person, that person, you. The last person, third person, about whom you are speaking. For example, they, she, he, okay, it. So these are called third persons. I think you are sure about it. Pronoun, why? Because why you are using, whenever you use the persons, accordingly the corresponding pronouns, corresponding prepositions are used. Okay, there are some pronouns after prepositions. For example, for first person, he gave a book to me. Okay, the corresponding term for he is me. He likes all of us, first person plural. So you is the second person, it is not going to change anyway. I gave a gift to him, I becomes him. These are called corresponding prepositions. He took the book from her, third person singular. Okay, then I went to the library with them, third person plural. There are some commonly confused words are there. Already we were discussed in intermediate, like beside, besides. Very important. You will get one question out of this. Beside means baju, by the side of. Please remember, he is sitting beside me, B-E-S-I-D-E. For example, my house is beside a mosque. Understood? Baju. There is besides. Besides means uska साथ साथ, और along with. Okay, uska साथ. So for example, I know English, Telugu, besides Hindi. Besides, that is difference only one letter. BESIDES. Besides. So here some words are given, and in and into. In is used for the things which are stable, which are not moving. Into is used for the things which are moving. Please remember, the lecturer came into the class. There is action. Wherever there is a movement is there, the boy dived into the water. Okay? Dived is the, what is here? Into. Dived into. Into is used wherever there is action, there is a movement. Wherever the things are in motion, which in rest, there use in. For example, the pen is in the box. On, upon. On is used, things at rest. Like he sat on the wall, just sitting on the wall, taking rest, for example. At the same time, the tiger jumped upon the deer. So wherever the things are in action, there you can use upon. So in and at. In is used for big places. I born in India. Okay. I live in Hyderabad. Wherever there is a big places. Remember, for small places and small towns, small areas, we can say at. At Falaknama, at bus stop. Okay. At Madhapur in Hyderabad. So for small places we use at, and for big places we use in. Then the next one, between and among. Between is used for between two persons. Wherever the things are, the deal is between two, we are using between. See, the secret is between me and my friend. Only two are involved. When you see among, it is more than two. See, distribute the chocolates among the class. Like that. The World Cup will be played among 16 countries. Among 16 teams, sorry. Among is used to more than two people, more than two groups. So here again we got some prepositions which you are going to get in exam, and most probably, again once I am telling, exercises you must be very perfect, then you can gain 20 marks out of 20. Okay, you got 20 marks. Similarly, like your last year semester, you got 20 marks for grammar. So here prepositions also you are going to get 1 or 2 marks. The principal presided over the meeting. See, there are certain words which are always used along with. So these are commonly used, presided over. The report dealt with. Wherever you are dealing come along always followed by with. The principal thanked the students to their cooperation, for their cooperation. So, okay, the third one, for. See, wherever congratulated is there, congratulated on their success, on their performance. So the fourth one, the chief guest congratulated the students. I think you are all following your reader, page number 19. If you don't follow the reader, it won't go into your mind. It's very important. And don't do any other work while listening. You should concentrate only you are on the reader, and take a pen and try to think and write. He said the secret of the success, always secret of success. He advised the staff not to quarrel. Staff means is more than two generally. They didn't mention only two staff members. Staff means more than two. So the staff among themselves, among. It would be wrong, he said, to complain against each other. Complain के बाद हमें से क्या आएंगे? Against each other. He pointed out the students depend के बाद हमें से on आएंगे. Depend on them. He warned that he would not put up with any indiscipline. After a brief speech, the chief guest gave away the prizes. So first one, over, presided over. Second one, dealt with. Third one, for. Fourth one, on. Fifth one, off. Fourth one, fifth one, always we see many times it is being repeated in the exam. Fifth one, off. Sixth one, among. Seventh one, against. Eighth one, on. Ninth one, with. 10th one, after. So now Exercise 2, we are going to do it. Please try to think about yourself. Common errors. Again, for 4 marks you are going to get common errors. You have to decide where the mistake is there. So, see, all of you see, he picked up a fight with me. See the first one, he picked a fight. Up is not required. Unnecessarily they have used the preposition which is not required. He picked a fight with me. I ordered a coffee, not for. I ordered for a coffee. ये गलत है. आपको क्या लिखना? I ordered a coffee. For को निकाल देना वहाँ से. The word for should be removed. He replied me in the negative नहीं होता. He replied me the negative. In काट लेना वहाँ. Then he is unable to move from bed. Okay, he is unable move from bed. To is not required. Unable to नहीं होता. Unable move from bed. They were talking. They were talking something. That's correct. Something about. This paper is inferior than that. To that. Inferior to that. Then everyone should pray to God. Pray to is missing there. One prepositions are missing. So write in ink. Write in ink. Write the answers right in ink. With ink. This is a comfortable house to live in. To live in. This building is built. This building is built with bricks. I shall inform to them. I shall inform to them this. Once again, please, I want to clarify. He picked up. He picked up is not required. Only he picked a fight with me. Second one, I ordered a coffee. For निकालना. He replied me the negative. In निकाल देना. He is unable move from bed. To निकाल देना. They were talking something about जोड़ना. This paper is inferior to that. ध्यान का जगह में to लिखना. Everyone should pray to God. He will be cured. Eighth one, he will be cured of his fever, not from. From का जगह में of लिख लेना. Of his fever. Ninth one, write the answers in ink, not with ink. In ink. This is a comfortable house to live in. This building is built with bricks. I shall inform to them. I shall inform to them. Then next one, prepositional phrases. What is the prepositional phrase? We'll just complete this, and next topic again we are going to discuss afterwards. This video I am going to complete after concluding this. What is the prepositional phrases? Which is connected with adjective, which is connected with adverb. So this is also important, but generally they are going to ask you only the prepositions, but you should be careful about it. Prepositional phrase is the preposition, the object of the preposition and all the modalities. So it is going to modify. See here, these prepositions are going to modify the object. There are fruits in the basket. They left just before us. What is modifying the preposition? I can tell you some more examples about this. What is modifying this? Preposition phrases are a group of words. It can be as a noun phrase or it can be adjective phrase. इसका मतलब क्या? एडजेक्टिव का काम करेगा, नाउन का भी काम करेगा, प्रीपोजिशन का भी काम करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द किड्स वर लाफिंग एट द जोकर. इफ यू पुट ए क्वेश्चन एट whom, it is a noun phrase. At the joker. Joker is a noun. So here, what is the preposition? At the joker. At is the preposition. So this is called noun phrase. For example, a girl with red hair. Okay, it is with is the preposition, red hair is the adjective, hair is the noun, red is the adjective. So here he is sleeping on the carpet. On is the preposition. If you put a question where, answer is coming adverb, on the carpet, sleeping. So here there are, what is the phrase? I said phrase is a group of words. So what is the prepositional phrase? Showing relationship with noun or pronoun with group of words of the other sentence. Okay, that is called, what is phrase? I said already, it is a group of words that does not have the subject verb combination. Generally wherever there is no combination of subject and verb, that is called phrase. And prepositional phrase start with a preposition followed by the object of the preposition, between the preposition and object of the preposition, the words that modify the object, that's called prepositional phrase. I'll give some more examples for prepositional phrase, like adjective. For example, the boy in the blue shirt is my friend. In the blue shirt, it is a preposition phrase. Preposition the in, object is shirt, modify the. So the book under the table. Under the table is a this is a prepositional phrase. Three words are there. Under is actually preposition, under the table. So preposition under, there is a modifier that's called the object of the prepositional phrase is table. So like that we can modify adverb and noun and with a preposition. This is called prepositional phrases. Now coming to the exercise 3, I gave a presentation. The first one, page number 20, just will complete it within a few minutes. On behalf of all my classmates. See, it is a prepositional phrase. On behalf of. Second one, dash, it was a pretty good film. On the whole. Second one, on the whole. Third one, he withdrew his application in favor of his rival. In favor of. See, there we are using only in, on, above, about, below. But here see, three words are, combination of three words are used. Application. Third one, what you written? In favor of. Fourth one, decide what is the fourth one. In spite of the heat, we all work during summer. In spite of. Fifth one, in case of fire, exit from the rear window. Sixth one, can I help you in any way? Seventh one, I would rather have water. Seventh one, instead of a soft drink. Then we all have to work according to the government rules. Ninth one, he opened the attachment. Out of curiosity. 10th one, the last one, in addition to the crew, there were 60 passengers on the flight. So first one, once again I will tell you. The first one, on behalf of. Second one, on the whole. Third one, in favor of. Fourth one, in spite of. Fifth one, in case of. Sixth one, in any way. Seventh one, instead of. Eighth one, according to. Ninth one, out of curiosity. 10th one, in addition to. So this is all about the today's class about the grammar. We have completed the first unit. That is the first unit, what you have, a poem, life, and second one a prose lesson, a wrong man in the worker's paradise, and vocabulary, synonyms and antonyms, and prepositions, including prepositional phrases. So now first unit is totally completed. It is once again I request all of you, you should have the reader with you. Without reader you cannot follow English, because English just not only reading the poem or explaining the poem. There are so many things are involved, especially the grammar. This is the foundation, this is root of it. Not only for a writing examination purpose, that is something, leave it. Wherever you are going, if you are going to abroad for any job, or you are talking to someone, if you are making the mistakes, then if you do not know what is the correct preposition used at the places, then you will become a fool in front of others. So to avoid all these things, please make sure you learn English very perfectly. Then you will have a good command. You can even give lectures. You can talk to many people. You can conduct interviews when you go to higher classes. So thank you very much. Happy learning and take care of you. Especially don't waste your time. Online classes are going on. That doesn't mean that you don't listen. Now you got more chance to save your time, because you can listen the same topic many times. You can understand it. If you have any doubts, please call me and talk to me. I have my email is already there with you. aslnarsimhaprasad@gmail.com. Once again, ASL, all small letters, Narasimha Prasad, NARASIMHA, Prasad, PRASAD, @gmail.com. If you have any doubts pertaining to subject, pertaining to grammar, pertaining to the question paper, I am going to post the PDF also, model question paper and some of the important things already I posted. Once again I will post the things. Please go through and maintain your own notes and prepare well. Thank you. Wish you all the best.